Hi guys, it's Alston. In this video, we are going to learn about keyword research. In the previous lesson, we learned about keywords. What are keywords? What are the different types of keywords available to you and how you should go about picking the right one for you. The lesson goal for this video is going to be to learn what is keyword research, keyword validation and research factors, keyword related Google updates and why it is important to know about this, and keyword research mistakes to avoid. And finally, I will also say what makes a good keyword. So without further ado, now let's directly jump into the lesson. What is keyword research? This is the easiest one to explain it because we already learned what is keywords, where keywords are the words or phrase people are searching for on search engine to find what they are looking for. We already know that. Where keyword research is actually the process to finding that particular keyword. So that definition of keyword research is the process of finding the right keywords for your content is called keyword research. Keyword research is very important in SEO because it is a foundation or the first step in your SEO campaign. For example, I have included a small image which shows this importance of it, where a searcher goes into a search engine. I have used Google as an example, but with the right keyword research and choosing the right keywords and optimizing our content and doing off-page SEO perfectly, we will get higher chances of top ranking for the right targeted traffic, which can increase conversation rate, sales, profit, and much more. But when there's a poor keyword research or no keyword research is done, you can still rank for obvious reason for unrelated thing, but it not will not be a targeted campaign where it will lead to lower chances of ranking on the top positions. Or even if you rank on the top position, those keywords might be not what you essentially want, or it might not be bringing the result you will get when you have a targeted keyword research and you exactly know what you want out of it. So that is the main reason why I focus a lot in keyword research, because keyword research is a crucial component on SEO strategy. If you make a mistake on keyword research phase, that essentially can derail your entire SEO campaign. Just remember the importance of it. Now let's see the factors related to it, because researching keywords starts with knowing the main factors that determine the value of the keywords. For example, now we will look. The reason this is important is we know that keywords are important, we know keyword research is important, but we need to think, okay, from what factors should I value the keywords? How would I know that this keyword is the right one for you, or this actually is a good keyword to go after it? There are a couple of main factors which I typically look into it, and I'm going to explain these factors where it can work sort of like a keyword validation to ensure what you have selected is good enough for you. Let's get into it. The first factor is search volume and value. Just remember the importance, where I'm not just mentioning search volume as you would tend to see it, but I do have included another word which is search value. This is the really important. I'll explain you why it is now. First, search volume is a vital keyword research metric used to determine how many people search for a particular term phrase on search engine. Basically, this is the word or sentence, how many time people are typing that in a particular search engine in a given month or so. So we call this particular metric as search volume, or volume just as in general, or number of searches. You can use it to calculate the keyword's popularity, since it's highly variable depending on the industry or keywords in question, because every keyword will have a different search volume, and each keyword will also have different search volume depending on different months of the year, different trends of industry trends and all this stuff. The volume will vary with keyword type, as I mentioned, or industry, or how people search for it, and etc. There are so many factors which can affect a search volume. You don't need to know every single factor of it, but just remember that keyword research is our keyword search volume is not going to be static. It is going to be dynamic, which is connected to the industry and all the other stuff. However, you should focus not only ICE volume keywords but also on search volume. This is a mistake I see a lot of time happening, where we should not only focus on the search volume, like I only want to even look into the keywords if they have a minimum 100 searches a month, or if they have a minimum 200 searches a month, where essentially we are looking into that value from a quantitative approach, which is not the right way to move forward. Where it should be a quantitative, but there should be a qualitative factors also into that research. That's where search value comes into play. Search value measures the perceived value that it brings to your business and or website, where search value means essentially by ranking for a particular search term, what kind of monetary money related value that particular keyword can bring to my website. I'm not interested about how many clicks I get or how many search traffic I might get. I don't care about that, but I want to see the value it can bring. For example, even if 50 searches for a particular keyword such as best accident lawyer in New York can be worth thousands to a client. The reason is, for example, if I just say to you that I have found a keyword which is just a 50 searches a month, you might think, okay, is it valid to go after that keyword because search volume is so low? Should I go about it? But I need to put that into a context. For example, a person like a lawyer, doctors, or different plastic surgeon, even trainers and everything, even couple of clients can make a lot of money for them. So should have volume as a metric, but we should not be dependent on it. We should add value to the volume and use that as a combined metric to get the more result and see the actual value it brings, rather than just the search volume matrix. And also, to do a keyword research for specific geolocation such as your city, you should use localized search volume and not national or international. Where if you are just focused on that, I want to find keywords which is right, since I only care about ranking for this particular city or state, then you should not use global search or international or national searches, because those are not relevant to you. You don't care whether you want getting customers from outside the city, because you're going to only serve customers who are in the city. So just make sure to use the search volume for the localized target market you want, and to have include value segment to your search volume as well. The next factor is another important one is keyword difficulty in SERPs. SERPs stand for search engine results page. You should always keep in this mind when you do keyword research, because it is very important. Keyword difficulty in SERP is important for SEO, because the higher the difficulty factor, the more difficult is it to rank for those keywords. Simple as that. When you know that keyword difficulty, you would see in keyword research tools like high, medium, low, extremely competitive, or it can be a number based metric from 0 to 100, or if you do a manual research and see so many SEO power. Usually what that means is, when the competition or the number is very high, that means it's going to get more time for you to invest, more resources are going to be needed, more efforts need to be done, because it is a very competitive market. So the higher the number, it will be going to be a higher the competition for you. SEO keyword difficulty score, which is usually shown by many keyword research tools, is determined by the factors including search intent, on-page SEO, and off-page SEO site power. Intent gets missed out so many times. I wanted to include that component also in keyword research difficulty metrics, because For some of the keyword where Google, we know nowadays trying to move forward with the search engine optimization, where it's all about satisfying the user intent. So to provide excellent user experience for the user, where intent comes into a huge play. For example, whatever the page which is ranking on the top 10 position, is it actually serving the user intent? They can measure all the going to a page, clicking out back, or all these things can be tracked. So just need to make sure the intent is correct. For example, if a user is looking to learn about weight loss, if you directly come and say without any learning just buy this product, then there's a problem with the user intent, where it should be a ideal way of educating the user, then going for a purchase with the search intent keywords. Similar sort of it where e-commerce keywords, they are, if a user is looking for a particular product page or brand page, if you are writing a guide article, the intent might be mismatched. So keyword difficulty score, intent is a huge factor. And on-page SEO, on-page SEO means all the SEO metrics or factors which you need to optimize within your website for SEO. That is the simple explanation. There are over 100 different on-page metrics factors which you can optimize it, and more I've been keep on adding to the search engine updates, algorithms and everything. I will create when I'm going for a on-page SEO after the keyword research course, I will do an in-depth explanation on all the factors, what are the factors you need to improve it, what you need to optimize it, all these things I will make sure to add it. But just remember, some of the most important include meta tags like meta keywords, meta titles, meta description, and also heading tags, content, NLP data. There are so many factors of it. It's not an easy way to explain it, but just remember in the second part of the keyword difficulty is on-page optimization, to see how well the top 10 ranking website have optimized their web pages for SEO with all the on-page SEO metrics for that particular keyword. The third point is off-site SEO, or can be even referred as backlinks or link building, where off-page SEO factors are factors or metrics where the website or web pages do SEO optimization with the outside of the website factors. It's nothing to do with within the website. If it's a SEO optimization within the website, it is known as on page. If it's a SEO optimization outside of the website, is known as off-page SEO or link building, where it's the core of off-page SEO is backlinks, creating quality backlinks, not quantity backlink, creating quality backlinks, creating a good popularity for your website, creating natural relationship with all the other industry related sites to you. So this is going to be the off page, where typically we will, when we are looking into search difficulty, we will see how many unique referring domain or backlinks which is quality wise they are receiving, and we will use this also into our keyword search difficulty metrics. Because of the lack of official data, there is no way to assign an exact keyword competition level from search engine. This is another important metric. For example, if you go into keyword research tool, can be Ahref, can be SEMrush, or any of your favorite tool, you put the same keyword into all these different tools, you are not going to see a universal keyword difficulty score. One might suggest a 25, another might suggest a 35, another might suggest a 45. It can be differences in small number, or it can have a wide range of data. The reason is there is no official data which is coming from Google or a authority source which is going for everything. So it's not going to be universal. The difficulty score is given by that tool based on the data source which they have or which they are getting from of it. So the difficulty score, the number of backlinks, all this going to be data is going to be good as they are data source. There is no universal one. So we just need to find the best one for us. And just remember that the data is not the official, but just a predictive or estimations based on all the data or all the resources or the links they have collected in their database or access to from a third party database. Hence, we estimate this data by using keyword research tool and third-party data, which I just mentioned right now. So the next factor is cost per click, or we just simply refer it as CPC, where cost per click is the cost of getting a single click on your ad in search engines such as Google AdWords. This is really important. When we are doing keyword research, we need to somehow find a monetary value where, from a cost wise or a money perspective, what kind of value for that keyword typically it's going to be. Should I focus, because we are focusing on search volume and number, we are focusing on a contextual number such as keyword difficulty score, but we should ideally have a factor where we can assign a monetary number or a money value to that particular factor, so I can make any estimations or see how good that keyword is going to be and what kind of value it can bring, estimatedly can bring to my business. That is the reason we use cost per click, where search engines like Google, Bing, they allow their advertisers to advertise their own websites for a specific search query. When they are searched on their search engine, it will typically show on the top position, where for every click they receive through these ads, they need to pay money. It's not for every conversation or something like that. For every single click they need to pay. So when there's competition between the advertisers for the specific search term, then it's going to drive the price up. The reason is because the competition is there, everyone looking to target that particular keyword, so they are even willing to pay Google rather than just use organic ranking. They are willing to pay Google. This particular money can range from $1 to hundreds of dollars, and they are just willing to pay for just one click for this because they know the value of this keyword. So CPC is important in analyzing keyword research SEO competition. It indicates how much money advertisers in search engine are willing to pay users when click on their advertisement. Usually when CPC is higher for a particular keyword, there it means it has more competition in SERPs and in the ad market. Just as logical conclusion, it's not a proven study or something like that, but just if you see, let's say 20 or 10 different advertisers are trying to rank for that particular keyword through PPC and more and demand, and for every click they are paying upwards of $10 or something like that, then we can estimate, just a logical thinking, okay, if these guys are doing this much effort into the PPC just alone, then we can estimate, just guess that they are going to have a big competition on the organic positions as well, because they are trying to have all the different strategies for them to work on it. For example, the keyword digital marketing online course in Google AdWords have a very high competition for the keyword, and advertisers are willing to pay around 26 dollar for every link placed on the PPC ad. On the other hand, a low CPC value indicates a lack of competition in ad market, and which means also could be low competition in search volume. Again, this is just a guess. It's not necessarily need to be true on all the cases, but sometimes it could be like it does not have any monetary value. That's why advertisers are not willing to pay for that particular search term. But sometimes what it can happen is you will see a search where not lot of advertisers activities are happening, but you found that keyword to be very very good for your business. Then it could mean not necessarily be right every single time, but for some cases, it could be where it could typically indicate that it has a low search volume for the CPC, low keyword difficulty when it comes to the search keyword as well. So cost per click, we used to have the monetary value for the keyword factor. The next factor is Organic click-through rate. This is also a modern factor which nowadays we tend to use a lot more. At least I personally use a lot more, because organic CTR refers to the percentage of organic click you are likely to receive by ranking on the top one or first position in an organic SERP listing. Yeah, this is the likely to how many clicks I can get when I rank for the top one or the first page of Google. The reason is, for example, you find a keyword with just a, let's say, this particular keyword is going to bring 500 searches a month, then you wouldn't receive 500 clicks to your website even if you ranked on the first top listing. Typically you will receive around 40 percentages of the click, but it can be even affected more by depending on all the different elements. Where SERP pages are unique, which means every single SERP page is going to be different, so the CTR depends on the page and the elements in it. For example, you might receive more organic click if you rank on a SERP page with no ads than a SERP page with 10 ads. You can just get the point from a logical point, where when you see 10 different ads are showing before your one, it's going to reduce the organic click-through rate, where more people are going to go into the search ads rather than coming to your ads or something like that. But it does not necessarily have to be just ads, because there are some keywords where it does not require any click or navigation to the ranking website to satisfy their intent. For example, if someone searches what's the football score in Google, the score will appear in a widget top, so though they don't even need to click on to a ranking web page to see the result. It's just an example, but there are so many more cases, like people also are sections, featured snippets, or more advanced features, or ranking from YouTube video within their search engine. We can just keep on adding this up, and all this is going to be affecting your organic click-through rate. So just a factor, if you want to rank for a keyword and you want to receive as much as organic list clicking as possible, then we need to see, okay, if I rank for this keyword, what is the likely click-through rate I'm going to get it. And it used to be a manual process to estimate this, but I nowadays see more keywords research tools also trying to include this kind of metrics by doing some expert calculations and bringing this data for the users as well. The next factor is going to be search trend and seasonal demands. For example, search trends play a crucial role in keyword difficulty, because we have to be aware of how and when people are searching for the information. We learned this about in our keyword research guide, where keywords guide, where we looked into seasonal, short, fresh keywords, all this different one. So that applies to the competition of valuing the keyword research factor also, where the change in seasonal demand affects the popularity of search term as well. Using this information, marketers can prioritize their search or SEO strategy around a given term based on how often people are searching for that particular term during that time, because we can know some keywords is going to be searched a lot during a specific time. If it's a seasonal keyword, or if it's something to related with industry, we know that it's going to get more searches during this particular month. There's going to be more demand for it. All these things can happen. For example, people use winter clothing keywords more during winter month, and spring during spring month. Just an giving you a context, where these terms will have much more competition, more search volume, more CPC value, more of the different factors which I mentioned during this specific time, because it is more demanded during that time. So those are the major one. And final point is keyword suitability for you. This is also a keyword factor which gets ignored most of the time, and I thought this is very important for you to remember it, because every keyword is not suitable for everyone. That is the simple statement everyone need to understand. For example, a keyword may be perfect for another person, but not might be suitable for you, because there can be many factors which can affect your choice, such as ranking cost, how much is it going to cost me for to do all the procedures like SEO campaign to rank for this keyword, product offering, what kind of product I am offering, what kind of services I am offering, and whether that keyword is suitable for me or not, geographical location, ethical issues, and I just can keep on adding more and more factors into this. Just you need to understand the idea. This does not, even if another person say this is the right or the best keyword for you, you just need to think on the last step, as a last step, whether is it actually suitable for me or for my business or for the content which I'm creating. If it yes, also okay. Next we are going to learn about Google updates related to keywords. Again, this is not the core focus for this lesson. I'm not here to teach you about Google updates, but I just wanted to briefly go over there and explain why that is important when regards to a keyword research, why you should be aware of it, all the reasons for it. Let me go through it. First, Google is the most popular search engine. There's no doubt about it. Google is the top of the chain. So to ensure better results and a better search experience, Google updates their SERP algorithms regularly. They add more features. They keep on improving their rules, filter algorithms, all this stuff. Therefore, it is vital to stay updated with Google updates and rules when it's about keyword research or in just in SEO general. Again, in this video, I'm just going to give a oversimplification of this algorithms to how it might affect with keyword research, to show you that it is the keyword research process have been consistently getting improved and improved. Where if you are just using a classical method, or if you are not aware of all the changes happening on the industry, you should start following to learn more about that to stay relevant with the industry when it comes to Google SEO or Google keyword SEO research and everything. For example, during the years, keyword related algorithms have undergone several changes. Again, I'm oversimplifying the algorithms. It's not just these particular factors. There are a big lot of different factors, lot of different aspects of it, but I'm just picking some points out of these algorithms to show you that every update or every new features which they are adding into Google is also focusing somewhere around keyword research and how it's important. You need to be aware of it. For example, Google Panda focused mostly on keyword stuffing, which means just adding all the keywords without any context or meaning into your web page and thinking that your web page will rank for that keyword on Google SERPs, which used to work back in the time in SEO, but now Google have created countermeasures for it. Google Penguin, where it's for over-optimized anchor text when it comes to off-page backlinks, off-page SEO. Google Hummingbird, understanding the meaning and user intent behind the search query, where the reason I included intent also as a validation factor. Google Pigeon, we are bringing better local results for local related searches. Rank Brain, better search intent understanding and machine learning improvements for them. Google Possum, better results based upon searchers location and address of the business. Again, it comes into the play of demographics and the location of the searchers. BERT update, improvement to the deep learning method based on natural language processing, where we started to seeing more NLP data, NLP keywords, semantic keywords, why it is important to include within your content. Passage ranking update, identifying key passages on web page for relevancy and can show on featured snippet. Or you might have experienced various search results where when you click on a search results, it takes to a web page where it highlights a particular passage to show that this is the one you might be interested on, something like that. Product reviews update, rewarding sites which have more insightful reviews, more industry depth, expert analysis, because they didn't want to see a lot of different fake reviews, or any site which is offering critical information to the user, can be health, finance, medical, all this stuff. They want to see if they can establish some sort of authority with that. And also we can keep on adding more and more, but for I haven't covered this above SERP updates in detail in this guide, because that is not the focus for this guide. Because maybe once I completed the keyword research course, I will go in depth, but they will be keep on adding more and more algorithm. The reason for me to add this section also in this video is that you need to do the keyword research or keyword research process smartly. It's going to get more and more advanced in coming years also. So whenever you do a keyword research and you might think, is it a good approach to do this particular one, just think, will it be a safer approach in the long run? That should be your focus, because we know that they are keep on increasing. So we should stay relevant with the industry and do not use any black cat or spam backlinks or keyword research or on-page optimization process, in order to, if you want, have a safe long-term approach for you. And I will teach about these updates after the keyword research process also. Now let us look into all the keyword research mistakes which you should know and avoid in order to be safe for you. Since the early days of SEO, keyword research has evolved significantly, which is also understandable by the updates which I just explained to you now. It is now imperative that you do a better keyword research smartly and use the data and tools to understand your keyword research better. Keyword research can be one of the most time-consuming part of your marketing campaign. It can be costly if you do it wrong, and you might miss out on relevant search traffic or leading to higher conversion rate. Now let's look into the most common mistake, at least from my personal perspective, and how to avoid and why you should focus on these mistakes and moving forward when it comes to keyword research. The first factor is you should only target few keywords on your content. We used to do that. We used to only focus on a small number of keywords for web pages, like 1 to 3 keywords. I'm only going to target these keywords for this web page, or I'm going to target only these 2 keywords for this web page. Well, it's not incorrect. But now it's not just ranking for a couple of keywords on web page. Instead, each web page has the potential to rank for hundreds or even thousands of keywords. It might look weird, but just go into Google and pick any of the ranking URL for a popular term. Head over to any of your favorite SEO tools like Ahref or SEMrush and insert that web page URL. You will see that that web page is not, most of the time, not only ranking for a couple of terms, but it might be ranking for hundreds of terms, thousands of terms, and it even can rank for keywords which are not directly mentioned on the title, body, description and everything. That is the reason I'm mentioning this. Where the development of Google algorithm, technology, machine learning, natural language processing like NLP, semantic capabilities have enabled the search engine to understand a web page much better, thus rank it in the top for wide range of related search query. This is the reason why semantic keywords are important, why it is important to include related secondary keywords, where it's not just about ranking couple of keywords. It should be the focus. You can still have focus for couple of or bunch of keywords, but keep in your back of your mind that no, I'm targeting these keywords, but I'm also indirectly targeting this whole lot of keywords which can bring more search value, or which can bring more value to me in the long run as well. The next mistake is that you should be fine if you are ranking on the top 20. It is true, like for example, we use different SERP tracker, Google rank tracker, good keyword tracking solution where we track, okay, my keyword is in top 20, it has broken through the top 50, top 30, top 15, top 10, all these things we track, right? Where the goal should be to achieve the highest ranking in SERPs for your target keyword, not just appear in top 10 or top 20 position. It might sound stupid, but the reason is you should aim for the keyword ranking only within the top three to make sense to bringing any sort of relevant results or traffic for you. For example, as Google keeps on reducing the visibility of organic results, like including more ads, more SERP features, more different snippets, functionalities, and everything, you should try to rank on top as possible to get your deserved organic click through. So if you are ranking anything below, let's say 5 to 10, you will see significant loss in traffic. And if you are ranking somewhere above 10, then you are not even in the game, because if you rank below the first page, you won't receive any significant SERP traffic for that. Only a handful of people will move on to the second pages if they couldn't find something relevant to the first page. So here's where the search volume comes into a play. For example, if you are targeting a keyword like 500 words searches a month, then only around 5 to 1% might move to the second. I'm not sure about these percentages. I'm just guessing about with logical context. Where if it's a 500,000 search volume keyword, then a significant even a 5% or something from that huge SEO keyword market, that means a huge number of people for that. So depending on that, you should think, okay, I'm ranking on the top 20. That's a good sign, because it is not. Even if you are ranking above top below top 5, that also will reduce your organic click through very, very much. You should ideally be ranking on the first, if not the first 3, or maybe first 5 if you want to receive any clicks for that. And keyword stuffing, another huge mistake when it keyword research process. Since I have shared how important NLP data is, how important semantic keywords are when my keyword video guide as well, the common mistake in keyword research is to stuff your content with all the different keywords we can find. Your website content should not be filled with keyword blindly without adding any value or without making any logic to add that keyword. It is considered as keyword stuffing, and you may get penalized for this, because Google tried to countermeasure this, because they consider this as a black hat practice when it comes to SEO. So make sure using these keywords in a logical contextual way, where you are using these keywords but at the same time it is relevant to your content and you are giving value to the users, like creating subsection, fake questions. There are so many ways I will explain during on-page SEO course, but just make sure that you are not doing keyword stuffing blindly when it comes to keyword research and adding all the keywords into your content. The next mistake is ignoring the long tail keywords. For example, usually long tail keywords won't have lot of search volumes. You might be missing out on great opportunities if you don't focus on them. For example, long tail keywords are typically 6 words or more, or question keywords or something like that, where you won't immediately see that it gets hundred thousands of searches a month for this kind of keyword. Usual range for this keyword is around 50 or to maybe 500, or this is the usual. So if you are just thinking, okay, I'm not going to focus that keyword, I'm just going to focus on the keyword which has more potential, because I don't care, because the search volume is really low. But even if the keywords don't have high search volume, they can be still valuable, since SERP competition is usually low for these keywords compared to a mid-tail or regular or short keywords. As I explained on the keywords guide, where we can understand the intent much better on long tail keyword, and the SEO competition also can be very low compared to this, not usually, but most of the time it is very low compared to this keyword, and definitely give you a big boost on ranking for this keyword. Therefore, you can rank higher in SERP with fewer SEO efforts than with other keyword. That's why you should not ignore long tail keywords. Again, another mistake is sorry, ignoring no search keyword. When working on keyword research, another mistake is to ignore no search keywords. This I typically have done in past also, where I filter out any keywords less than 99 searches a month or something like that, where since the search engines such as Google use semantic data, NLP, natural language processing, machine learning, and they just keep on improving, identifying the keyword clustering, entities, all this stuff which I explained. You must use all the relevant terms in your keyword research and in content to avoid missing out on opportunity. Where Google is getting smarter and smarter every day, they have been because of the development in tech. So when you see a keyword where it does not have any searches, let's say for example, we should not immediately discarded it, because there can be several reasons. One, the database now it may not be good to show that it has data on it, or Google might not have update its own database to show that, or it can be a new search keyword which is found, or that keyword actually makes sense to be included in the article. So what I would do in this case is I will just add a section on it, and if it's a useful thing for a user, I will keep that and I will target that also, because Google now can understand the semantic relationship between different keywords, as I mentioned in the keyword research keyword guide, and can even help you to rank for other related similar keywords also. So regardless of whether people search for a term, if it has value and relevancy and can contribute more to rank other related keywords also. Search volume is dynamic and can change over time. So take quality viewpoint rather than quantity viewpoint when choosing the keyword, or when you are creating keyword clusters or topic clusters, which I will cover in the next video. The next mistake is ignoring search intent. Researching keyword isn't complete without taking into account the search intent of your audience. This is one of the important. That's why I mentioned search intent also as first factor. I've been talking search intent throughout my keywords video, keyword research video, because it is really very important, and it's not a quantity approach, it's a qualitative approach to measure these things. And moving forward, search intent is important, and you should focus on actually serving what users are looking for rather than forcing a content on themselves, where organic will listing will also start to get more and more adaptive towards the user experience, what how we are serving user intent and everything. So you should always look into a best way to satisfy the user intent. It determines how and what users search for, and are we fulfilling that request. By misunderstanding search intent, you could miss out on some valuable keywords, or pick the wrong keywords for your target audience. So this is very important. I will explain more on this also when I show demonstration with keyword research tool on the next lessons. The next mistake is ignoring SERP difficulty. One of the essential factors in keyword research is keyword difficulty, determining how competitive a particular keyword is. I explained on the factor video. Keyword difficulty will determine how much effort and resources are required for SERP top ranking position. For example, the keyword how do I get free piano lessons has a lower competition than piano lessons which has more competition. I'm just giving an idea for you where choosing the keyword is good, but you should also check on the difficulty to predict or just guess how much efforts it's going to take, how much time it's going to take, how much of monetary resources do I need to put into it. So I have a logical prioritized plan moving forward when with my keyword research and SEO campaign in general. The next mistake is expecting 100 percentages of search volume for your site if you are ranked first. This is the biggest mistake where it could, for example, I don't see this mistake for experienced users, but people who are coming to SEO new or beginners to SEO, they might make this mistake where to attain the top position in search engine requires serious amount of work. We already know how hard it is to get first ranking, what are the process we need to do. But even if you rank on the first position, you will not receive 100 percentage of the volume, but only a portion of it. You need to understand it. For example, if a keyword has 500 searches a month, that does not mean if you rank on the first position of the SERP results page, you are going to get 500 clicks out of that, because most of the clicks can go to ads, some of the clicks can goes to second result, third result. For example, all the meta, title, description, brand name, domain, all these things will also come into play. So essentially it's not a proven number or something like that, but just an estimation, I would say around only 30 to 50 percentages of click might be happening on the organic listing, but that is also dependent on the SERP page and all the elements in it. So click rates can be negatively affected by so many factors, including search ads, search engine features, images, videos, what your competitors are doing, search intent, where people know whether is this the content I'm looking for. So all this will also affect your click-through rate. Depending on that, your search volume portion will also be limited also. Now the next mistake is avoiding high competition keywords. This is also something which I personally like to tell everyone, because avoiding high competition keyword is really a good advice when it comes to keyword research. But I like to do a bit of opposite, where I like to recommend high competition keywords to the users also, but for different reason factors. The reason is everyone tries to go after the low competition keyword, which is a good move, but you don't want to ignore the high competition keyword also. I'm not saying don't go after long tail keywords, don't go after low competition keyword, because that should be your main goal when it comes to keyword research or content marketing and everything. But you should not ignore the high competition keywords also, because these can be your main keywords. So you should start working on them as soon as possible to achieve a ranking over time. It's not going to be a short term we are going to rank for this keyword, but in the long run you can rank for this. Although you won't rank for the main keywords immediately, as I mentioned, you can still rank for related or long tail keywords. Use other keywords which you are writing as a supporting content for this. So it's not going to be an immediate process, and you don't want to start late. You want to start early and focus these particular keyword research or these particular content research not as a short term goal, but a long term goal, which might make sense, because Google also see how well your site is experienced or authority on a particular topic, industry, for entity, semantic approach and everything. So if you're missing some big main keywords on your industry, that sends a red flag to the search engine, where you're not talking about the important point and instead just going to the other related points into the industry. For example, if you want to win a or to finish race, you need to participate in the race. That's the first thing. Whether you're going to lose, it is going to take time, it is going to take more effort for you, it's not going to be immediately done. But whatever the reason is, you should be participating in that race, because if you do not, you are never going to even move one step forward. So just a recommendation I say to all the users: go for long tail keyword, go for low competition keyword, all those are good, but also have a strategy for the high competition keyword, and get onto the high competition keyword as soon as possible for you also, and keep that as a long term approach for you. And the next mistake is not doing industry research before keyword research. Another important one where industry research is more important than keyword research, because you will understand search terms, search pain points, searches pain point, hidden opportunity. Where industry research is actually learning about the industry or business or people who are searching for that particular keyword and understanding about them. Then you will have a clear understanding, then you should go about keyword research. And the next lesson which I'm going to cover is going to be focusing on this, and I will show the entire process and explain all the reason why it is important. But just remember, just first you need to understand your customers, then only you should go about how my customers are looking for, what my customers are looking for, how can I serve them. You will need to understand the industry specific terms, their meaning, context, to have a logical understanding. It's not about keyword research, but just get the logical idea about the industry. After you understand what people are looking for, then you should start for keyword research. So keyword research does not start on itself, but market research or industry research or studying your niche is the first step before moving to keyword research. So now let's quickly see what makes a good keyword. We saw factors, we saw all the mistakes and everything, but what makes a good keyword? To be honest, there is no single answer for this question. I just can say it depends, because as the definition of a good keyword can be different for each of us depending on our need, our requirement, what is our current status and everything. So there is no universal factor, rule or metric which say this is a good keyword in everyone's eyes, because it's not going to be, and it will range based on various reasons for every single one. In other words, you should choose the keyword that makes most sense for you. That is the most important one. It's not about picking the keyword which is suited for everyone. It is about picking the keywords which is suited for you personally. For example, I have created this particular chart here where I have tried to include some of the core components such as search volume, keyword intent, word count, to show how the keywords will be looking. For example, the search volume shows if low competition and high competition. If the search volumes are high, usually that means the competition also will be high. If the search volume is low, it's not necessary, but usually it means that low competition for the SERP. And if I see the intent, if the words are 4 plus, then we can clearly understand the intent. That's why the long tail keyword have more conversation rate, because we can understand the intent much better. But if the words are very low, like cat, if a person is typing cat on Google search, it can be for any number of things, right? So that's the reason the conversation is low. So if we take a keyword like laptop, where it's just a lot of search volume, and you can see it's top of the search volume, but it could be very competitive because it has a lot of search volume. But if we took into the intent level, it could have very low conversion, because we don't know what the user is looking for when they type. We have a general idea on they are looking something to do with laptop, but I'm not sure what content should I go for them, how should I convert them as a customer and everything. So that's why it's ranked here. Something like best laptop, where it's on the middle of this chart, where it's average on search volume, middle, and also intent, because we know that people, the searcher is looking for a best laptop, but I still don't know what exactly when he means best in this case. So it's average. And if I go into a long tail keyword, now I exactly know what the user is looking for. Something like best laptop for kids under $500. So just you can imagine the difference of understanding the intent between this keyword and something like laptop. But these keywords could have only low search volume, can means it has low competition compared to a keyword like that, but the trade-off is search volume. At the same time, it can have more words, that means the intent is increased. That is the reason I mentioned this this particular chart here is to just to show you that if a keyword has high search, then it could have low conversation rate, it could have high competition, that all these factors are interconnected. It's not just separately located, which means if one is affecting a search, there's going to be an equal and opposite reaction on another factors also. And for someone this might be the suited keyword, another person this might be the suited keyword, another person this might be a suited keyword, or every single keyword can be suitable for a person. So just all these factors are interconnected when it comes to keyword research, and everything will have an opposite reaction when it comes to keyword research. And exactly each keywords can be a good keyword for in different users. So there is no universal good keyword, there is no universal this is the best keyword, this is the right keyword for you. You just choose based on understanding all the keyword research validation factors, mistakes, and what is right for you. Just wanted to emphasize that point to make the understanding clearer, especially for the beginners, to show that you need to understand all these factors, and all these factors are interconnected. So in conclusion, we learned what is keyword research, keyword validation factors, Google SERP updates, keyword research mistakes, and what makes a good keyword. And I hope you have understood all the things. If you have any doubt, do let me know. In the next upcoming lessons, we are going to learn about keyword research method, industry research, how to do it, traditional keyword research, keyword clustering or grouping process, keyword research example template, competitor keyword research, existing content keyword research, predictive keyword research, all the keyword research paid tools demonstration. Because we learned keyword research, now going to learn about keyword research methods and how you should go about it. I hope this video was useful, and once again thank you so much for checking out this video, and have a great day. Cheers.